So I just ask questions.
and get the food off your face, perhaps.
So he said he will resign. He will resign now as MP and elected again for the general election or by-election.
A by-election.
How far that will be? How long?
A few weeks, perhaps. I don't know. Well, you remember the one that Burnham just won?
Yeah.
I don't know, a month or 6 weeks. I don't know.
But only in Clacton.
Just yeah.
So he's a reform leader now.
Still, yes.
So he resigns now.
No,
And
he didn't say anything about it. He doesn't have to, I don't think.
What does that mean? He resigns as an MP.
He's still the leader. He technically, while he's not in Parliament, because now he's resigned, he won't be the leader in Parliament. But they don't have to be the same thing. It's a bit.
So he can still be reform leader without being in Parliament as an MP.
Yes. Reform have other people who are not MPs who are big figures within Reform. Like Zia Yusuf. He's not an MP.
So if he's elected again and he will still be reform leader.
Basically, this whole thing is not him leaving or resigning, it's a stunt. It's a political stunt to try and draw a line under all of this investigation into all these dodgy donations that people have been giving him. His gamble is that people of Clacton will vote him in again because it's quite a safe Reform seat, which they probably will.
But why this will stop the investigation? I mean, he's not an MP anymore, but he's still a, let's say, Reform Party figure.
But if he's not an MP, he's not subject to any of the rules of the Houses of Parliament
okay.
as an MP. If he gets elected again, then he will be subjected to those rules again, and they will just start the investigation again, I believe.
What's the point? So it'll be only after a few weeks. It's not long enough. People will forget about it. Because
No,
I thought it would be like 1 year or 2 years, and maybe the Parliament just not bothered. Or
That's what people thought. Like the speculation when he announced it, they thought that he might be taking a break, but it seems like he's just doubled down on everything, saying there's nothing wrong with me receiving £5 million from a foreign-based cryptocurrency billionaire. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Why should anything be wrong with that? You'd like to think
so
that
only a few weeks.
You'd like to think that normal people can look at that and think, actually, hang on, this is not right. There's something dodgy about this. You've received huge amounts of money, not declared it, and only started talking about it once people have found out. People have had to dig that information out. That's not a witch hunt. That's people finding out information about you, which is very detrimental to your career. It's not a witch hunt. They haven't invented this money. He has that money. He's freely admitted that. He claims it's a security because people throw milkshakes at him. He claims that he's the most oppressed and targeted person without completely forgetting about Jo Cox, who was murdered, partly because of his campaigning in the Brexit campaign. She was murdered. I'd say that's probably most people's definition. That's more attacked than having a milkshake thrown at
She's more pro-Brexit?
No, she was Remain, but she was killed by somebody who shouted something like Britain first before he killed her. So that's pretty unequivocal what he was doing and why he was doing it. He was a right-wing extremist, and everybody has forgotten about that. Nobody mentions that. Every time Farage claims that he is persecuted, nobody mentions this.
And what's the point then? He's doing this. He's resigned now. He'll be back
It's a media
after 2
stunt.
weeks.
The whole thing is a publicity and media stunt. If he gets elected again, and there's even a chance that he gets more votes than he did last time, if he gets elected again...
I feel like he's already getting not very nice reputation now.
Well, he hasn't, but he's gambling that the people of Clacton will vote him in again, because they are very strong Reform supporters, and they have been for a long time. They live in a very depressed area, so economically, of the country. Somewhere like that was hit really hard with all of the economic stuff that went on after the financial crisis in 2008, and all of the stuff that the Tories brought in, which slashed budgets and removed funding. Places like that were hit really hard, and that's the few places around the country where you see Reform MPs at the moment, like Skegness. It's another coastal town, not much going on, crap economy in the local area, people with crap jobs, nothing much to live for.
Well, what can happen in the next few weeks? Will change the situation?
Nothing really, there's no difference, but he's gambling. It could backfire. It could work for him. It certainly won't make all of this go away, but that's what he will be playing for. His viewpoint, his whole PR angle is going to be, they voted for me despite knowing all of this, so there's nothing wrong. That's his angle. Despite the fact that it's not the whole country, it's one constituency. That's going to be his angle.
So he'll be back as MP after a few weeks.
Probably.
And the investigation will continue.
And they'll start again, yeah. I don't know what sanctions that could have.
And what he will say against this.
He can get suspended as an MP, but then if they suspend him as an MP, he will use the Donald Trump defence and just say, this is a witch hunt. They want to stop me becoming Prime Minister. We're top of the polls. They are trying to stop me. This is the establishment versus the people. All that kind of bullshit.
But Parliament will have the excuse to investigate him. How can he just say that? And also by saying that won't change anything.
Of course he can say it more. He can say whatever he wants. It's all to do...
Saying that still won't change anything if he gets suspended.
You're thinking in terms of what's right and what's wrong.
Yeah.
Don't think of that. You should be thinking in terms of what people believe and what people don't believe. It's not the same. That's how guilty people get off in courts, because they have very good lawyers who make the jury believe them. This is what he's doing. It's basically trial by Clapton. And by extension of that, he's hoping that he can quieten down people who don't like him in the rest of the country. That's what he's gambling on. It may not go away. This may rumble on for the next 2 years and damage him. But he has to gamble, really. I guess he's got no choice. If he still wants to be Prime Minister...
If it doesn't make any difference, resign or not. Let's say if he didn't resign now, the investigation's still there. What's changed?
They may find that he's in breach of, the regulations of being an MP, and he might get suspended for a bit.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter if he resigns or not, because the investigation will still be there.
It's all a publicity stunt. If he... Look at Trump. He keeps himself in the headlines so nobody else can say anything, and somehow he's there. He's the president.
It's just about a bit more things for him to say.
He's controlling the agenda.
This
press conference that he held wasn't actually, it was just a video. No questions, nobody fact checking him, nobody saying, hang on a minute, this is a lie, you're talking absolute crap. It's just a video on the Reforms YouTube channel.
Is it?
Nobody has a right to reply other than creating their own videos. And another thing, when this by-election is taking place and when he's going to be hogging all of the media, and the media's going to go crazy for it, and it'll be all about him.
What does that mean?
All about him.
This is getting the headline.
It's going to be at the same time when probably Andy Burnham is becoming the Prime Minister of the country. And you can bet that his angle will be, Andy Burnham's just been elected as an MP and he has no mandate to run the country. And that will be all of the cameras pointed at Farage.
Very smart.
That's why he's doing it. He's just spent the weekend or the week in the US, so you can bet your life he's been taking political lessons from the big dogs in America. Absolutely. I think he published on his Instagram that he was with JD Vance, who is a particularly vile creature, but he's very astute at controlling the media, as is Trump, of course.
Let's hope he won't get elected.
I don't think there's any chance of that. The guy that I was just watching as well was saying that the other parties may even just boycott and not even bother running to complete.
What's the other party in Clacton?
Well, anybody, just the main parties might not bother. Labour, Conservative. They may just pull out and say, this is ridiculous. It's a complete PR stunt. We're not going to run. If they think there's no chance of them pushing him close, then they might do that. Because then that completely takes the wind out of his sails. And so he can't say, look, I've fair and square beaten them. They just pull out and say, you beat nobody. You were the only candidate.
How can a small... he was doing right on selecting this Clacton as his...
He chose the safest reform seat to run for, yeah. Even back in the day, before reform existed, there was a Conservative MP, I think, who resigned, and back in the day when UKIP didn't have any MPs. He resigned he changed to UKIP. I can't remember if it was a by-election or not, but he changed to UKIP, which was one of Farage's previous parties, one of his many previous parties.
Sounds like the right name.
United Kingdom Independence Party is what it stands for, which is bollocks. It was his anti-EU party, basically, back in the day when we were still in the EU. So it's been anti-Europe, anti-common sense for a long time, was Clapton, unfortunately. Very right-wing.
I have a meeting now.
Enjoy.